What's up, guys? It is Saturday, and it is not 5 o'clock in the morning finally. So I'm training arms, mostly with the adjustable dumbbells, and I'm going to be drop setting with, you know, just regular dumbbells, just because it's more convenient to switch up the, keep the drop sets going. Um, I love these things. They go up to 90 pounds. So I'm going to just start with some alternating dumbbell curls. Might get a little bit of swing in there as the weight goes up. But that's pretty much what I'm going to be aiming for. And then I'm going to do some triceps. I don't do a whole lot of exercises. I really just get to the highest weight that I can. And then I drop set to failure all the way there. And then, yeah, that's pretty much my workout. It's short, sweet, but intense. Gets the job done. I don't really like to hang around too much. I'm somebody who has short rest periods. I stay relatively lean. Most of the time, my workouts are fasted. That's just how I like to train, especially if I eat really good the day before, because then I have enough energy to do whatever I need to do. Plus, if I eat something too much before my workout, like I just feel bleh. Um, but that's me. That's because I like to train really really early, especially at 5 o'clock in the morning. So that training method works for me and helps keep me lean, stuff like that. So I'm gonna put these on 25. I don't really know how high I'll go on this, but we'll just kind of see what happens. But these have dowels on each ends, and they go up. Obviously, they go up to 90 pounds. They're the Bowflex 1090s. Um, they're great. I've had them for like 4 years, and I have beat the daylights out of them. So, you know, only thing is when you're in a rush trying to handle the weight and put them back, it's not the most ideal scenario. But so these aren't working sets, but they are, good feeler sets because as everything progresses, things start sinking and lining up. If you have a home gym and you're interested in some adjustable dumbbells, like these are the ones that I have, and there's other ones that are smaller. Some have less weight, but this is kind of what I do. If you can at least get used to how bulky these things are, because these things are like giant Lego bricks, but you know they're convenient. They don't take up a lot of space. I don't really count reps or sets. I just go until, when you're doing this long enough, you can tell when your body's getting introduced into the working sets. And when I get to those working sets, I'll either decide, do I want to keep going up in weight, or do I want to stay there and consistently fail there and then drop set for the sake of the volume of it. So most of the time when I train arms, I like to do a curl, a hammer, some kind of reverse. That way I get the whole swing. Sometimes if I'm feeling ambitious, I'll throw another bicep in there, but most of the time I'm like so burnt out with my training method that doing everything else is moving blood, or if I'm doing too much, I start losing my pump. So, but that was 25. So I'm just gonna bump it up 5 pounds, go up to 30 pounds. I don't like rushing too much, and they're all feeler sets. Not bad, not bad. Yeah, I will say the one thing about these dumbbells as opposed to those is that with these, I just grab the weight and I just put them back on the rack. Not too bad, but these, the handling of the weight to match them up on the tracks to get them back, especially at a heavier weight, is a compound exercise all in itself. And I'm all about compound movements because on average, most of my workouts during the week are at 5 o'clock in the morning, and I'm crunching on time. So a lot of these, I'm trying to turn and burn, turn and burn, turn and burn. The weight goes where it goes, the reps go where they go, the sets go where they go. As long as I'm hitting that point of muscle, like fatigue for the sake of stimulation to cause that growth that I'm looking for, that's the whole goal for me. So I've never really cared about the weight and stuff like that, but that's kind of why I do the training method that I do. And everything else, if I have time, it's all a bonus. But I really love the compound exercises because if you're crunching on time, you're recruiting the most muscle fibers that you can. And I'm not on gear. I'm not on anything. I drink protein shakes and eat food. And I take pre-workout. I don't even take creatine because I know there's a lot of studies about creatine. I just know that for me, whenever I take creatine, even if I'm drinking ample water and I'm eating enough food, there's just something about it that doesn't make my body feel right. I don't know if it's like potential kidney stones or what. I don't know what it is. I can only speak for myself. I know there's a lot of people that use it and they have great results, but for me specifically, I've never, like, I've used it, but I know when I progress into using it more, my body doesn't feel good. So I just cut it out. So this is all just food, protein shakes, and pre-workout that I would normally do. And when I'm on point, my physique, it doesn't look bad. Like, I've made some good progress. And I've done, men's physique and all that stuff. So I don't know. That's pretty much all I do, and that's my training method, and it works for me. So you guys could try it. So I'm at 40 pounds. Feeling pretty good this morning, which is surprising because yesterday I trained back, and that beat me to shit. I don't mind the swing or the bobble because, like I said, it's all compound. All right. Not bad at 40. I'm going to go to 50 just because, that felt pretty good. I would have gone to 45, just bumped it up 5 pounds, but I don't want to burn out at 45. I'd like to burn out at a heavier weight if I can. Because if I can get to at least 60s on this exercise, I'd be pretty satisfied, but I'd also be satisfied even if I fail under that. I don't want to go up too high to where things are they're just sloppy. They're just not ideal. If I'm just like doing, it's not ideal. So I don't mind a little bit of swing, because most of the time when you're doing curls and you're like a robot and you're here, you don't get the full peak contraction. So that scooping motion is really what I want, because when you get here, that's when this upper part of your bicep starts to engage, because you're literally recruiting more. But if you're stuck here, your contraction is only at the bottom part of your bicep, and also your bicep brachii, like the top of your forearm. So if you're limited to here, you know what I mean? You're not pulling the most muscle fibers that you could. But if you're getting that scooping motion, you're getting a lot more. Plus, I don't care what anybody says, but doing these correctly with that, because you're working the upper part of your bicep, you're creating the separation from your front delt to your bicep. You're getting that little cup in there. So I know there's studies and all this other stuff, but that's what I believe, because I've seen it and I've been in way better shape than this, and I can only speak on my own personal results from it. So, take it as you will. So 50 pounds. Oh man, I felt pretty good. Sometimes these like to come out of the track. They just pop back in, line it back up. It wasn't bad for 50 pounds. I think we'll do 55 because even like I think I can get the 60s, but for the sake of volume, because I do such low reps, for the sake of the strength part, it's important for me to add more sets for the sake of the volume. I think you shouldn't limit yourself to just strength or just volume. I think if you can find a training method that incorporates both of those, whether that's if you only did 5-6 reps per set, but you added more sets for the sake of the volume. So, I think that's important. I've had good results from that. My wife is peeking in on me. Stalker. She probably thinks I'm crazy, but that's fine. But because of that, I just lost my train of thought. So we're going to pick up the 55s and we're just going to sling them. We actually failed. We failed there. So, I could have done more momentum and really brought them up, but that's what I was talking about, I think. So, I think we'll stay at the 55s. Probably one more set of that, and then I'm going to drop set them. So I might do multiple drop sets. Sometimes, depending on how I'm feeling, like example would be lift 55s, drop them down to like 40, bang them out to failure. And because these aren't the most ideal scenario for drop setting, because remember, every time I put them down, I have to change the dials. So it's not convenient for drop setting. So I have these, they stop at 35 pounds. I have two 55s and run random 50, but normally when I'm drop setting and I get to at least the 35s, I'll just come over here because I don't have twist dials. I can just put them down, go to the next one. Sometimes I'll run the rack, but so that's generally what I do. So normally my rest periods are pretty short. I also need to be drinking my water because I ain't been drinking my water. So, all right. Let's pick up the 55s again. All right. Like I said, see the handling of the weight after that, it's like the exercise is still going. So I'm going to drop them down to 40 and I'm just going to pick them right back up and do some more. Failed there. Oh man. So like I said, I'll go straight over here. I think we'll pick up the 35s. And the one thing too is that how the weight feels from those dumbbells to these. It's the same weight. It's just dispersed differently. Failed. And just to make it spicy, let's do another drop set. Do another one. Just cook them. And I have failed. And I am crying inside. And that's my first exercise. That's generally what I do. That's my training method that I try to apply to most exercises. And I try to make them free weighted compounds if I can help it, because they help just recruit everything. You know, if I'm crunching for time, especially at 5 o'clock in the morning, those isolation movements, I'm not getting the most out of it because I've got to get things moving. I don't have time to hit the compounds, get a lot of isolation work after the fact. Unless it's like a weekend like today, I could do that, but sometimes I just get caught up in this training method because I'm all about just getting to the point of muscle stimulation. I believe in muscle targeting specifically, but that's like on an as needed basis. So for me, with no serious goal of gaining crazy intense size, it's really just staying lean, staying in shape, keeping my protein at minimum 200 grams a day, minimum, regardless of fasted workouts or anything. It doesn't matter. As long as my protein's high, my physique tends to be really good from that. My calories are going to be what they're going to be. I don't always meal prep. Sometimes I'll eat more. Sometimes I'll eat 3,000 to 4,000 calories a day. And there's other days because of the day and working and all that stuff, you're lucky I get like 1,800 calories a day. But no matter what, the protein is 200. That needs to be the priority, because you're doing all this, you're not getting any protein in, like you're not going to get the results you wanted. At least keeping your protein high consistently every single day, even on a rest days and stuff like that, your physique's going to benefit from it because it's constantly getting filtered. Even if a lot of that protein is getting used towards energy, at least you've got reserve for that. You know what I mean? So now I'm sure there's nutritionists and dietitians and physiology majors and anatomy majors and all that stuff are going to say, well, technically, whatever. I don't care. I'm like, I've made wonderful results by sticking to this method, and for me, the proof is in the pudding. I don't know how to not ignore something that's working for me. So, whatever. All right. I think we're going to do some hammer curls. The same method. So I'm going to start at 30 pounds. I love hammer curls. This hammer curls really help tie in the bicep and the forearm. And these make my arms get that width a little bit, so we'll do the same thing. This will be like feeler. I don't like to rotate or do angles. I like to just up and down. That's it. Nothing crazy. I don't mind a little bit of swing as long as it's not obnoxious. Whew. Now remember, my arms are fatigued from the first failure training that we've done with the alternating curls, so it's nothing for me to fail really early here and really get it, but I'm going to up it to 35 pounds. Same thing. I'm going to keep going until like it just starts to get, it's on the edge of looking messy and sloppy. So, and then I'm going to drop set it. I'm going to drop set it because I just love it. Gets everything firing, because I don't know. I have the mindset of I could fail at this weight and be done. But then it's like I could fail at lesser weight too and really just, beat it up. Because normally I train muscle groups like one at a time. A lot of people do push, pull, legs, all that stuff. I've done that, but sometimes I feel like I have muscle groups that are not getting enough stimulation. So that's why I kind of like break them up. And so by the time I train arms again, I'm recovered. So I've done the same training method. Maybe, what was it, like Monday, Tuesday or something like that? I don't know. One of those days, but it's Saturday now. My arms are not sore at all, like at all. They feel great. So that's why failing at the lesser weight also, for volume's sake, works for me. And we just failed at 35 pounds. It wasn't like super messy. So I'll probably do 2 more sets here, and then I'll probably throw a drop set in after that because my arms are getting spent right now. So if you guys want, drop in the comments the equipment that you use to get things done for, arm day. I like to stick with dumbbells mostly for biceps. Sometimes I'll bring in the barbells, which kind of depends how my back is feeling or my hamstrings are feeling, just because, like I said, it's compound movement. You're going to get a little bit of swing. I just don't want to tweak too much because of my posterior chain being so sore, because I can, like, my posterior chain right now is super sore, but my arms are like beautifully healed up and fine and good to go, so I just want to make sure that I'm doing compounds, I'm not affecting so much of this to where it's a problem. I think my wife is stalking me. My wife has stalked me for the second time. She probably hears me in here just talking, going, who is he talking to? I'm talking to myself. I'm trying to get famous. I'm really not trying to get famous. I'm trying to get paid, which probably isn't going to happen, but a guy can dream, right? It's funny. I said, we're going to stick at 35, and I subconsciously upped it 5 pounds. So we're going to do 40 pounds. That's what we're going to do. We're just going to do it because mama ain't raised no bitch. Or maybe she did. Who knows? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Honestly, I didn't think I was even going to get that many. So I'm going to do 1 more set of that, and then I'm going to drop set them. And the drop sets are going to go where they go until it's like so agonizing, I'm just not going to do it anymore. So, oh man. Yeah, I totally recommend you guys throw hammer curls into your routine. They just help. They really just help this. They just tie everything together. That's my opinion, and what I've seen results, it kind of works for me. Plus, I'm not on gear, so I got to up the intensity and really push the limits. Oh Lord. All right, let's do another set and then get into the drop sets. Train to failure. That almost did not want to come up. So that was 40. Oh, Lord. I'm going to just go straight to 30. That's like 10 pounds off. So drop sets. God, that was, oh my Lord. I'm going to do another one. 5 pound difference. 25s. Spent. All right. I think the next exercise I'm going to do is maybe like a curl bar, reverse curls, and we'll just hit the top of the forearm and really just blast the forearms. And then after that, we'll just move into some triceps. So let's get that set up, and hopefully we make some progress there. So let's get it set up. All right. So got my curl bar. I've got a 25 on each side. So I don't know if we'll stay at this weight if we go up. I don't know if we might be too much weight. I don't know. My arms are spent from the alternating curls and then the hammer curls. So we're going to just see how it goes. I don't know how many sets. I don't know how many reps, but we're going to make sure we get the volume in there. And also, oh man, this already feels heavy. Like, it's just, for all of you, it's probably nothing, but for me, like, I'm spent. Oh man, nothing. We're going to stay at that weight. And we're just going to burn out. That's all we're going to do. All right. Failed. I'm thinking maybe 2 more sets. Just finish. I'm gonna jump into triceps. So, oh man, feel that like just all in my forearms, dude. Like this, I know a lot of people, they do like the wrist curls and they do the whatever, but when it comes to forearms, like I feel holding heavy barbells, like you're like from the barbell rows, from deadlifts, just holding them without straps, whatever, that helps so much with the bottom part. But then when you incorporate your more isolation / compound, whatever, something like this, you're just getting the meat and potatoes of that muscle group, because it'll really transform. Like this exercise will give you that Popeye look, but you got to stick with it though. Failed. I'm gonna do one more set of that. I may throw a bonus exercise failure set in there too, now that I'm thinking about it, but that's depending on how the next one goes. All right, praise Jesus. Like I said, just all right, let's go ahead and get it. Last set. Nope. We're going to do a bonus exercise in there. Whether or not I get them, but we're going to just do some curls. That's for fun. I don't know if that did anything, but you got to have some fun in there for, you know what I mean? Like build up the intensity, you know? All right. So let's jump into some triceps. Not sure what we're going to do yet, but let me do a quick brainstorm and let's go ahead and get to it. So, all right. I think we'll do some cable rope pull downs. They're a good starter exercise, especially if your elbows give you kind of wonky problems. This is a good warm up for your elbows, or this can be your whole workout. You could just spam these, and I think you should incorporate different exercises in there over time. But if you're crunching for time and this is all you wanted to do, just do the same training method, but with this. So obviously I'm going to change this and we'll do some different things. We might use dumbbell. I don't know yet. I have no idea. I just like to go by feel and stop when my body's like, hey man, like you've done enough. So let's just go ahead and get in the feeler sets. I like to spread them at the bottom. Hopefully we can get these triceps pumped up pretty good, because right now my biceps and my forearms are screaming. This felt pretty good. We'll throw some fives. Just kind of work our way into the working sets, you know. Kind of the same approach. Go up till it starts looking a little crazy, and then just kind of build from there. You know, I love training like that. Short and sweet, to the point, be done. Last thing I want to do is just do so much, I don't want to do unnecessary through the motion exercises. Like there's some people in it, you know, I don't want to talk bad, but sometimes they'll just be everything slow and almost too slow, where it's like you're losing the intensity factor, you know. I think, you know, getting intense in there really helps for bodybuilding context. Like if you're a power lifter and all that stuff, like don't listen to anything I say. I don't know anything about power lifting. I can only speak on physique training, bodybuilding of a natural context. Like, you know what I mean? So anything outside of that, don't even listen to me. I don't know. I can only speak on my results from this setting of training. So, but yeah, let's. Come on, man. All right. I think throw another 10 on there. You know, I mean, if I wanted to really progress in strength, I would go up in small increments. I would only do 5 reps, and I would keep going until I no longer could get 5 reps of anything anymore. There would be no drop sets. My rest periods would be longer. And that's how I would progress strength-wise. But for me, whole point is stimulation, you know. So for muscle growth, shredding context, you know, I just don't have the patience. I have ADHD, so I don't have time to any activity that I do that requires me to wait. Not a fan. Like, don't ever ask me to go fishing, because now I have to do an activity that requires me to wait, and I don't know how to chill while, you see what I'm saying? Like, if you're anything like me and you're a psychopath, you kind of get what I'm saying. That's why I get up at like 4:30 in the morning to do stuff like this, because like I need something to keep me down during the day. Like otherwise, I get on everyone's nerves. I get on everybody's nerves all the time. So, oof, 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 oof. Oh man. Come on. I failed there. I'm gonna throw some fives on there, and I might not get nothing there. So it's really 25 on each weight or each side, but it's funny, man, because 25 on this and 25-pound dumbbells does not feel the same at all. Like everything on here, like it just is heavier. It's just so heavy. I don't, you know what I mean? I don't, which is good. By the way, I got this thing off Temu for 170 bucks. I didn't think it was gonna, you know what I mean? But okay, China, looking out. So I recommend you have one of these. But if you can get one that has like the selectorized, like the weight stack, that's the way to go, especially if you're drop setting. But for me, this is all I need to get it done. So this might be a working set. Actually, the last one was a working set. I'm trying to ignore it though. Ooh. 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 Come on. Ooh. And we're going to drop set it because that was a working set. I'm going to take 5 pounds off each side. So 10 pounds total. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, man. Nothing. So drop set again. We're just going to spend it. Full send. Oh my goodness. So for a lot of people, what I just did was not a lot of weight, probably nothing. But for me, I got my whole money's worth out of that exercise alone. And like, I'm getting a little bit, good bicep or tricep trunk, or can't even speak. You know what I'm saying? Can't even speak. So what we'll do is we'll change this attachment, take the rope, and we'll do the flat bar, push down bar, whatever you want to call it. And I'm going to do the same principle that we just did with the rope. Go up, drop set it, kind of like the biceps. We'll start here, reverse it, and we've hit the whole circle. Now, eventually I'm going to have to do more like flat curls, like to hit more of the bicep, but for me, I'm crunching for time, so I'm trying to hit everything to failure often. So I may have a couple workouts here soon where it's more focused, but like I said, those are on an as needed basis. So all right, so same principle. So 3, 4, 5, 6. So my triceps are already warmed up, so I only did like 6 reps. That's just introductory weight, just to get that muscle memory clicking. I play my music sometimes from the Xbox with Pandora, and this thing sometimes it likes to randomly shut off by itself, which is not ideal for me. All right, so let's just go ahead and get into this. Oh man. And I'm gonna stay there. It doesn't take much. It doesn't take much. You just have to have intent with that exercise. But if you're going through the motions and you're completing your planned sets and your planned reps, and like you're not beat up after the set, like you're not doing anything. You may have the right exercise too. You're not taking your body to that point of like, hey man, we can't even, if you're doing 3 sets of 12, is really every single one of those working sets, not the feeder set, but the working sets, are they getting to 12? And is it a comfortable 12, or is it like, are you getting to 10 because you just struggled on it? Did you get to 11? Did you literally fail at 12? Like, that's what I'm saying. So that's why I had the drop sets too, because like I could be like, hey, I'm going to do 1 set of 10 reps, and I got 7. Well, I just got 7 reps at that weight. Let me drop set it because I could fail more. Like, that's my philosophy on training that way. But those are my opinions. Don't take that as gospel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I'm going to do 1 more set there, and then I'll take some 10s off, and yeah, we'll just burn out there, and then we'll do 1 more exercise, and that'll be my whole workout. Nothing fancy, nothing special, just work. So I definitely recommend you guys, for my home gym guys, if you train at home and you're just looking for styles to get it done, this is a good way to train. Don't worry about your form so much, unless it's just outrageous. Don't worry too much about it, but I'm sure the form police are going to get me for my, every exercise I do. And they're going to have to get their lawyers and sue me, because I don't care. I don't care about none of it. All right. This is the last one. Let's make it count. Come on, man. All right, take a 10 off. All right, let's get it. Come on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Spent. We are spent on that. So next exercise, we're going to do reverse tricep pull downs. Same method, the same thing. And we're just going to burn it out. And then that's it. So this is going as planned. And as you notice, like all the weight that I've been using is nothing subjectively to most people. Like it's nothing, but that's what I have to do to get it done. Like I could train differently and just keep going up in weight, but my goal is to be shredded and toned and get some veins popping. You know what I mean? That's what I'm looking for. So everyone's on their own quest. They have their own goals and stuff like that. But if you're someone who's trying to be lean and all this other stuff, and I know it gets confusing because there's like millions of workout influencers out there and stuff like that, and everything looks flashy, and everything I'm doing is not flashy. Everything is very simple, basic. Most people would consider boring, but it's working for me. It's like basics work. So why would I want to do anything else if basic things are giving me my money's worth, you know? And training every exercise to its full potential, you know, getting your money's worth out of that exercise. So, all right, we're going to do reverse. Sometimes I'll change the form on that. I'll lean more, get a stretch, and sometimes I'll stand up and get more that way, but we'll throw a 10 on. That felt too easy. I could have kept going, but let's get some more weight on there, you know? We're shaping up. Not bad for a little guy, that's for sure. All right, let's get right into it. Come on, man. Failed. And then I'm going to do one more set of that. Drop set to the, take a 10 off, and done. Done. Shout out to Timu for the tricep work, buddy. Good job. Good looking out. Oh, man. I'm like out of breath. But you gotta do what it takes. All right. Make it count. Nothing. Failure. Failure, failure, failure. Drop them down. And that's that. That is my arm workout in a home gym doing the basics, nothing special. Now, not everyone at home has a cable machine. So with that, take the same techniques from all the other exercises and apply those to, you know, a barbell or dumbbell training for triceps, or put close grip push-ups, close grip, you know, dips. If you have a power tower, dips, do the same thing. You know, if you can get a belt, you know, throw some weight on it or whatever. Just if you can apply that same training method, even if you don't have weights and it's all body weight, like, and if that's the case, then you need to take those body weight exercises to the point of failure. Okay. Even if like you start off and you did like 50 reps on a body weight exercise, okay, well you keep doing that, and you get less and less and less and less and less until you're just done. You're destroyed. You know, that's the way to train. You know, so if you don't have the weights, you need to find a way to take your body to a point of failure for the muscle to be stimulated. If you're comfortably doing reps, you know what I mean? Like, you're not going to get the most out of it, you know? But that's my opinion. Take it as you will. But if you like this kind of content, home gym training, doing the basics, basic work, hard work, drop sets, adjustable dumbbells, regular dumbbells. If you like stuff like this, please like, please subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Check you later.